I just want to make one thing abundantly clear. I've got the biggest fight of my life this weekend. I'm absolutely, completely fucking focused on the fight. So let's stick to the professional stuff. Yeah? Stick to the fighting. Let's talk about the fighting. Let's talk about Islam. Let's talk about the fight, nothing else. And it's going to be an honor to go out there and compete against Islam, the number one pound for pound fighter on the planet, a two-way world champion. His legacy is set in stone. Do you know what I mean? He's done so much in this sport, but beating him, it's exactly the challenge I would want to become the champion of the world.
So obviously, that was Jack Bilal, but now it's Islam. Like, it's just kind of a different aura when during a fight week for him. Is this best case scenario, like getting, like I said, not just fighting for the title, but the guy?
Winning a world title in the UFC is amazing. Doesn't matter who you beat to become the world champion. You're forevermore a UFC world champion. But just like when Conor McGregor beat Jose Aldo, who hadn't been beaten 10 years, different. Oh, okay, this is legit. I get the same opportunity to fight the number one pound for pound fighter on the planet, a man who is on a record-setting win streak that we haven't seen since the great Anderson Silva. So for me to go out there against him, who many consider to be a generational talent, they're starting to talk about him in the GOAT conversation. For me to go out there and have that as the challenge that I have to go out and beat to prove not only I'm the champion of the world, but I really, truly am the best on the planet. It's exactly what I want.
Is he a guy that you think you'll have to beat twice, considering, you know, everything he's done? In the past, we've seen guys with these long win streaks, they lose and then they get the immediate rematch just based on their resume. Is Islam a guy you have to beat twice to finally put an end to it?
I think let's focus on once, and then we can focus on beating him twice. Does that make sense? But it all depends on the fashion. If I go out there and I scalp him in 2 minutes, do you want to see me fight him again straight away? Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. If we have a back and forth war like he had with Volkanovski, then it probably would warrant a rematch. But also, there's many other challenges here that are exciting at the same time. So let's get through Saturday night. Let's get the win, and then we'll see in what fashion I get the victory and if there's a rematch on the cards. But I wouldn't be against it. I think he's earned enough to do it. But let's get through Saturday night first.
Your first time going into a fight with two belts sitting in front of you like this is everything you dreamed of, right? So how good does it make you feel?
It's make me smile when I see two belts here. Yesterday, we walked to the face-to-face. They just give me one belt. I'm a little bit upset now and good.
Yeah, and a lot of people are talking about what you two would look like next to each other. Is he much bigger than you? It didn't seem like he was that much taller. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, I tell the Rizwan, UFC have to check my toe again because it was 10 years ago first time. Now I'm a little bit taller.
As well, right here. Ian was in here and he said that his fight against you, he feels, is the highest level of martial artists competing against each other, you versus him, that we've had in a long time. So when you do watch Ian's skill set and tape and everything, is he that skilled and possibly the most skilled opponent you've had?
I don't know. Maybe like in the welterweight, if you watch the last fight, Mandalin, it's like more boxer. But I think Ian have more skills, you know. He's good in the striking. He have good wrestling defense. But he has some weak point. He's not completely like 100% like myself. But he's good. It's going to be a good fight. And I saw he have like good takedown defense. And I have some things I have some key to beat him easy.
And when you're looking at your opponent, what do you think will be your biggest challenge going against him?
No, it's not going to be my biggest challenge. He just good, you know. I give him respect. He have good skills, but everybody knows my game, and we'll see how he prepare for that.
Obviously, your grappling is probably the best in the UFC right now. If there ever is a point in this fight where you're unable to get the takedown, could you purely outstrike Ian Garry?
Yeah, sure. Like, watch my fights against Volkanovski, against Dustin Poirier. I can strike with anyone, but the bulls fight where I strike with these guys is more this like hard fight for me, you know. That's why if wrestling not working, grappling not working, I can strike with anyone. But if I want the easy win, I have to take them down and finish them.
Sure. And Ian Garry said that becoming a vegan kind of took his performance to another level. Is that something you'd ever consider?
No, it's not. It's not Dagestan style, bro. Our old traditional food about meat.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Earlier today, Ian said that he beat Shavkat for 24 minutes. Was it right? Yeah. Oh, Carlos, excuse me.
He just Carlos.
Yeah, sorry about
He can beat Carlos, but he can beat everyone. But I'm not same like that, guys. I'm different.
Do you agree with, I saw your manager say this, do you agree that Ian is going to run from you throughout the fight?
Sure, he has same style or every fight. He just run back and he just working for the point. I don't remember when he finished someone last time.
Michael Morales was called to be the official backup for this fight. He's looking for a chance for the title shot. What do you think about him or his chance to be a contender for the title?
Yeah, he's a good contender, one of the contender for sure. And just one thing I don't understand why he don't fight. He have to deserve because Prat is still active. He's still fighting, but I don't know. I don't want to watch like behind Ian Garry because I have good opponent. After that, no matter who is gonna be next.
Islam is looking very excited for this fight, and the welterweight champion says his plan is to reach peak condition. He calls Garry a runner who forces opponents to chase, then catches them with counters.
This is this is the part which one we always focus to be in the great shape, you know. Of course, we're looking for the opponent. We make the game plan, and I bring some couple guys for this camp who have some like who tall, who have like good reach, you know. But most of the things just come to the fight, become in great shape, you know. This is the thing which one we focus always.
Meanwhile, Ian Garry said that this camp is about becoming a champion. Garry plans to stay efficient, causing damage while remaining safe and avoiding unnecessary risks.
Because this camp for me hasn't been about trying to beat Islam Makhachev and beat the champion. It's about Ian Machado Garry becoming the champion of the world. So this fight camp has been me being the best version of me, because when I win this title, when I beat Islam, and that belt is wrapped around my waist, I'm the guy everybody's coming for.
Yeah.
And I need to be at the highest level. For me, it's being efficient. It's not about risk-taking. It's about efficiency. It's about making the right calculated decisions to cause the most damage and remain safe. Risks are, the risk is entering in the octagon. Do you know what I mean? We're both of us are two of the greatest fighters walking this planet right now. We both know what we can do to each other.
To prepare for Garry's style, Islam has been training with partners like Usman and Umar Nurmagomedov, who emulate Garry's approach.
I have many good sparring partners like Usman and Amro. They have like similar style. Usman also he not like go too much forward. He just try to like do like contra punch, you know. It's like similar style. That's why I did a lot of rounds inside this camp, and I think like better than young strikers in my camp.
However, Demetrius Johnson analyzes that even though Ian Garry has the height advantage over Islam, it will be difficult for him if Islam takes the fight to the ground.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Ian Garry goes about this fight, because he is taller. I think I saw somewhere where Ian Garry's 6'3" and Islam is 5'11". I'm not sure if those stats are legit, but I saw that. So I'm like, okay, he's going to have the reach advantage. But at the end of the day, he's got to be able to get to Islam, and Islam's got to be able to get to him. So it could be a little cat and mouse game on the feet. But once it gets to the ground, Islam's going to get to that position. He's going to stay in half guard, and then he's going to look to wait for Ian Garry to turtle so you get that choke, and then it should be Kearns.
And this makes sense because Islam's, he's fighting at 170 instead of 155. But Ian Machado Garry, he's listed at 6'3". Islam at 5'10". Like, he did not. I don't know if because we're so short, but he did not feel 5'10" when we saw him. Like that.
No, he felt like he was like 5'11".
6 feet. And then the reach advantage, as you said, is a 4-inch reach advantage for Ian Garry. So hey, that's a pretty cool variable thrown in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, and given the fact that how Ian Garry fights, it plays into his style a lot more, especially somebody who's shorter than him, right? So it's going to be Islam, slipping across the void, watching out for high kicks, push kicks. Ian Garry's got to be very careful. If he starts throwing inside nines, outside kicks, that's where Islam can time it and take him down. It's going to be a very unique, interesting fight. And with Islam fighting the bigger opponent, the bigger athlete. Granted, they probably weigh comparable the same, but him being taller and longer is definitely obviously going to play in Ian Garry's favor. So I'll be kind of curious to see how Islam overcomes that challenge. Like, you see a lot of guys.
Similarly, Alexander Volkanovski admits that Garry has shown decent defense, but Islam's layered grappling and positioning, along with those small technical battles, will simply be too much to handle.
With this fight coming, I actually did a breakdown. I'm obviously picking, you to win. I just think, when it comes to the grappling, he's showed some decent defense, but again, I've experienced that the layered grappling and the positioning, the understanding of positions, that some people love their techniques. It's all the little battles that some people miss. And you're just, when it comes to your team and you guys use just the positions and then the mechanics, all these little battles. I just think that's just going to be too much.
Furthermore, Volkanovski believes Islam can get the fight down and find a submission finish. He sees Garry having success on the feet and in the clinch.
Islam's going to get the win. He can definitely get the submission finish. I think he can get it to the ground. I can see Ian Garry having success in some of the, some of his stand-up, some of the wall work stuff. I think he will mix it up, try and stay very long and be very patient. I think he's going to have to play a boring style to be very effective and try and do it for 25 minutes, which is going to be hard. I'm going to have to go with Islam. I think he eventually gets it down. He'll win rounds because of that. And not only that, he can get the finish.
Along the same lines, Aljamain Sterling expects Islam to push Garry against the cage and hunt takedowns, knowing that standing and striking is a risky path. He notes that Gary's range control and speed make fighting on the feet a real challenge for the champion.
What's fascinating about this matchup is how well Ian Garry can control the range. I think he's going to be much bigger than Islam in the sense of height, reach advantage. Sure. The thing about Islam, he's such a complete fighter. He could do everything. But this will be the first time he's got a test with a guy who's a long man. And can he get inside, take him down? I don't think he's going to stand up and strike with him. He can, but I just don't think that's the path to victory against a guy like Ian.
Sterling further points to Islam's ground game as one of the best and wants to see how Ian Garry will handle Makhachev's grappling.
Got tired doing that against Carlos Prates. So this is a tough one for Garry. Can he get the upset? Of course, it's fighting. We just saw this with Gaethje and Topuria. But I would say Islam has the one shortcut way to win. Push him against the cage, take him down. And even if he presses him against the cage, I'm curious to see if Garry can do damage in the clinch.
Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall admits Gary's length, range, and elusive movement make him a tough stylistic puzzle. Still, he believes Makhachev is the best in the division right now and is difficult to bet against.
Islam Makhachev decision. Reasons why? I just think that he's got more chance of him controlling the fight than Ian landing something. That being said, I think it's completely possible that Ian can win. And I'm not 100% confident in my prediction either. But I can't think that anybody in the welterweight division is going to beat Islam at the moment. Maybe a little bit, but Ian's never showed any signs of like fatigue or getting tired late in the late rounds or anything like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if. No, I think Ian's going to be fit the whole way through. I don't think that has any issues in my mind anyway.
Jorge Masvidal believes this fight is an interesting one, where both fighters can cause problems for each other. However, he predicts Islam to be in the driving seat and dictate where the fight goes. He said, "That's where Makhachev thrives. I think he's always used to stepping on the gas. He's in the driver's seat. He's dictating where the fight goes. Even if he's not getting takedowns, he has the guys up against the fence beating him up there." Ian, with his footwork, could pose, I think, a huge threat in those first 2 rounds. From there, Dominic Cruz highlights that both fighters have the tactical tools to counter each other. It's a complex puzzle with no simple solution, and that's exactly what makes this bout so exciting.
Gary, bud.
Do I think Gary can knock out Of course. He's twice his size, like you said. He's a bigger weight class. He's better at range. And his number one weapons are to knock him out with knees, uppercuts, straight punches, switching stance, head kicks. But I do think that obviously Makhachev can just put him on the fence and grind him there, and then put him on his back and grind him there. He can stand up well enough with the threat of wrestling that he makes you fear his striking too.
Cruz further analyzes the skill set, believing Islam can compete both on the ground and on the feet, which makes him a threat in this bout.
So the big thing too that I think, if we're going to talk about tactics, I think that Islam can make this happen the easiest by putting Ian Garry on the fence. And this is why I say that, is because obviously he wants to take him down and put him on his back. We all know that. That's where he has the easiest path, the path of least resistance. But if he tries to stay striking with Ian Garry, it's not that he can't do it because he's a very good striker and he's a southpaw. Because he has the threat of the takedown, he can stand up with him. And that will make it more even on the feet. So here's what I'm saying is, you're right. Ian Garry has the advantage on the feet in the free-flowing movement. But if he can use his striking to get him to the fence, now we have the same fight on the fence as he would if he put Ian Garry on his back.
On the striking side, Rob Whittaker admits Gary's range and creative striking are dangerous, but Islam's striking controls the feet. Once takedowns enter the picture, Whittaker says Garry won't escape because Islam's grappling is simply on another level.
Ian's going to pose a lot of problems or obstacles, I should say, to Makhachev. I think his range, his lightness on his feet, his accuracy with his strikes, his cardio and conditioning of work, his wrestling defense, his oblique kicks, his kicking game, his creativity, it's all going to lend itself to being annoying for Islam to overcome, to just walk him down and do what he wants. But I think Islam's striking defense and striking offense is good enough to control it on the feet, and then when he pushes into his takedown, which he has. Ian's been taken down open mat, like Rakhmonov twice.
Yeah.
When he does get him to the mat, I don't think he makes it out of there. I think, I believe Makhachev's grappling is a higher level than Ian's trained for.
Bilal, however, believes Gary's reliance on movement will eventually fail him against Islam's consistent pressure, leading to a late fight submission victory for Makhachev.
But you also got to be ready for that change levels when that does happen. On the ground, it's going to be holding on, getting your overhooks, don't try to get up, don't give up your back, because Islam's the best there. So being smart when it hits the ground, trying to get back up to your feet, and also paying attention to your gas tank, right? All that movement, knowing that's going to come to the 4th or 5th round, knowing that you don't have that one punch knockout power, I think you got to manage your gas tank. I think it will be a longer fight. I don't think it'll be an early finish. I think it'll probably go to the 4th or 5th round, and if Garry was getting away the first 3 rounds, I could see him getting finished in the 5th. Right? I could see a sub coming from Islam. I don't think he's going to be on the feet for long. I do think Islam will get a couple takedowns in here. So I'm going with Islam.
MMA Guru offers a completely different scenario. He envisions Garry landing a head kick that stumbles Islam, then using the cage to shut down grappling attempts. He sees Gary's movement and striking volume reopening the cut on Makhachev's eye and securing the upset on the scorecards.
So I'm going to go with Ian Garry. And I'm going to take Ian Garry by decision. I'm going to say Ian Garry wins this fight by decision. At one point, he'll stumble Makhachev with a head kick and start looking for it, but then Makhachev shoots and Garry stuffs it, and he's back to the center and the crowd's going nuts and he's smiling and he's doing it. Yeah. Yippee. And I think he's going to just outdo Makhachev. Like in one of the rounds, Makhachev will have got a takedown that led to nothing. Garry minorly outstruck him, but Gary's got Makhachev's Poirier cut on the eye opened again from something that he's landed. It's going to be one of those types of fights.
If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more UFC predictions, fight analysis, and the latest updates. and let us know in the comments who you think wins.